What's up, everybody? So we're back. My daughter introduced me to MrBeast. A lot of you may be familiar with him. I just saw him today. So this is her favorite YouTuber. She's doing a challenge that she just wanted to do. So here she goes.
Hello, so basically there's a challenge I'll be showing, and I just wanted to say that if you're not subscribed to him, please subscribe to him because he's amazing. He has a lot of good content. And I also wanted to say that if enough people want me to, I'll make a song dedicated to MrBeast. And yeah, pretty much so.
So what's the challenge you're doing?
Oh yeah.
That they're going to see?
Well, I don't think I want to spoil it.
Okay, fair enough.
You need
All
to
right,
see it with yourself.
Here we go. We have another video coming out today, so be on the lookout for that. But here's the challenge.
I'm recording. We're just saying MrBeast the whole time. That's all. No one's gonna see this. It's fine.
Yeah. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
MrBeast,
MrBeast, MrBeast, MrBeast, MrBeast, MrBeast, MrBeast, MrBeast, MrBeast, MrBeast, MrBeast,
I get that.
MrBeast, 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 MrBeast. I forgot how to say his name.
MrBeast.
I know. MrBeast, that goal's pretty cool. MrBeast. You know, MrBeast is pretty decent. You know, MrBeast. I'm trying to talk about it because MrBeast and MrBeast. You know, MrBeast and like I like how MrBeast and MrBeast. You know what I mean, MrBeast?
Yeah.
You know, MrBeast, MrBeast and Beast. So I said MrBeast and then he went MrBeast. You know what I mean? He went MrBeast, Beast, and I went Beast. And MrBeast, so
MrBeast, I am about to lose. MrBeast.
Oh crap. Yeah, I think you have to do a hard punishment.
MrBeast. Say MrBeast.
Yeah. MrBeast, yeah. Never doing that again. MrBeast. Yeah. MrBeast. He on MrBeast. He like MrBeast. MrBeast. Ooh. Shaka-laka, yeah. Ooh. MrBeast. Yeah, no, I'm saying it in my name, okay?
It's hard to even say MrBeast. MrBeast.
Yeah, his name is MrBeast. He got a lot of MrBeast. Yeah, he has a lot of MrBeasts. I mean, he has a lot of MrBeasts. He has a lot of MrBeasts. Oh my god, I'm trying to say money. He has a lot of MrBeasts. He has a lot of money. He has a lot of MrBeasts. Yeah. Ooh. Got a lot of MrBeasts. Ooh. Got a lot of MrBeasts. You know what I mean? Hey. His name is MrBeast. MrBeast. We got the MrBeast. Yeah. I whacked my sister. Then MrBeast comes in and he says if you stop for an hour, I'll give you a million MrBeasts. Yeah. His name is MrBeast. You know what?
MrBeast.
Yeah. His name is MrBeast. You know what?
MrBeast is cool. Subscribe to MrBeast and he'll be your cookie. MrBeast has 55 million subscribers. MrBeast is so cool. MrBeast. I love MrBeast. My favorite YouTuber. MrBeast is awesome. MrBeast.
Beast. Hey, Ken, you know about Mr. Beast?
Yeah, I know. Mr. Beast is the best. Mr. Beast.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Beast is like
Mr.
the
Beast is
worst.
like-
I mean, like, oh my God.
Beast. Don't be so mean, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. I hate saying this. Mr. Beast forced us to do this. He has his God voice. He has his God voice. Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Mr.
Mr.
Beast.
Beast.
Mr.
What's your favorite YouTuber? I mean, what's your favorite Mr. Beast? What's your favorite Mr. Beast?
My favorite YouTuber is Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
I mean, my favorite YouTuber is Mr. Beast because it's Mr. Beast because I like how Mr. Beast does all these Mr. Beasts, you know, and he's super good at Mr. Beast and he's very ultra good at Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
You know what I mean, Mr. Beast?
Yeah, Mr. Beast, right? Mr. Beast.
Yeah, Mr. Beast and Mr. Beast, right?
Mr. Beast, I know, right? Mr.
I
Beast.
hate that Mr. Beast and Beast does that.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
I like how Mr. Beast and he likes to Mr. Beast and 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 Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. How many times have I said Mr. Beast now?
A million.
Mr. Beast.
We're gonna get a little break, can I?
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is gonna be very
Mr.
disappointed in you,
Beast.
Mr.
I'm
Beast.
changing the challenge. Mr.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Beast. If you don't like Mr. Beast, Mr.
I don't even have to say Mr. anymore. Mr. Beast. I'm gonna just start saying
Beast. What time is it? Beast. I'm gonna go check my watch. Beast.
Mr. Beast. It's only 5:54, Mr. Beast.
Beast.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Beast.
Mr.
Beast.
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 Break out the hiccups.
Mr. Beast.
I can't say it anymore,
Mr.
but I
Beast.
had the hiccups.
Mr. Beast is going to be very disappointed in you, Mr. Beast.
I can't do it. Okay, I have hiccups.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
I'm so sorry.
Beast. I like this Beast. Yeah. Subscribe to
I wanna do it
him.
for Mr. Beast. I want to go for Mr. Beast. I love you, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr.
Mr.
Beast.
Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Beast. I meant Beast. I'm sorry. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. How long will you dance this, Mr. Beast? Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
How long is it?
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Beast.
Mr.
Beast. Beast.
Can't wait. Stop. Break.
Mr.
I
Beast.
have a challenge.
Mr. Beast.
No.
Mr. Beast. No. Mr. Beast. I have to say this. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. I have to say Mr. Beast for an hour or something. Mr. Beast. 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 Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Won myself for
I'm so
Mr.
tired.
Beast.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr.
I think we should name the town Mr. Beast.
I know Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast and Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Right?
Mr. Beast.
Or is his name Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, right?
Beast.
My favorite YouTuber is my favorite YouTuber
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast is Swifty
Mr. Beast.
because
Beast.
he has Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast,
Mr. Beast.
and Mr. Swift.
Mr. Beast.
That's
Mr.
Mr.
Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. I'm so
I remembered
Mr.
it,
Beast.
but
Mr. Beast.
you have to give me a hard punch now.
Mr. Beast. What? Mr.
Do not hit me this time.
Mr. Beast. I don't want to do this. Mr. Beast.
Wait.
Mr. Beast.
No, I'm just gonna do it myself.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
What it is? I have to say Beast, Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, Beast. Mr. Beast, Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Beast. Mr. Beast, Beast. Mr. Beast, Beast. Mr. Beast, Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Yeah, Mr. B, Cam, nice goal. Mr. Beast, nice goal. Goal, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, and Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Am I saying his name right, Mr. Beast? I don't think I'm saying his name right, Mr. Beast. Beast.
I'm gonna
Beast.
try to do a Mr. Beast backflip.
Beast. 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 Mr. Beast. Right? Mr. Beast? Am I saying it wrong, Travis? Mr.
Alright, I'm
Beast?
gonna try to do a backflip.
Mr. Beast. No, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
I didn't
No,
do
no,
one, but-
no, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Wait.
Mr. Beast. Mr.
Let me
Beast.
see what it is.
Mr. Beast. How long is he going on for, Mr. Beast?
Mr. Beast, 9 Mr. Beast, 4 Mr. Beast, 3 Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Alright, it's running for 30 minutes, Mr. Beast. Mr.
No,
Beast.
Mr. Beast,
Mr.
no,
Beast.
no, Mr.
Mr.
Beast. It's
Beast.
running for 9
Mr.
minutes and 52 seconds.
I'm gonna do this for 30 minutes, Mr. Beast. You don't have to, Mr. Beast.
I don't have to. I hate this. Okay, I just
Mr.
said that.
Beast.
9 minutes.
Mr.
9
Beast.
minutes.
Mr. Beast. 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 I think I'm saying his name right. I'm gonna just start saying Beast. That counts. Beast. Beast.
I put this on 2 times. Then I hear Mr. Beast on my side.
Beast. Mr. Beast. That's a challenge, Mr. Beast.
Oh, I
Mr.
didn't
Beast,
even know
I'm so
Travis was
tired,
in there.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
I'm gonna record this on my
Mr.
iPad.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast
Mr.
out.
Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. What? Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Leave my room, Mr. Beast. 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 Mr. Beast. I'm gonna say his name, Mr. Beast. Aha! Mr. Beast. 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 Mr. 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 Beast. No, Mr. Beast. No, 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 no. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Mr. Beast. 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 How long have I been doing this for, Mr. Beast? Mr. Beast. 30 minutes, Mr. Beast. 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 Mr. 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 Beast. 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 Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. B, Beast, 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 Mr. 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 Beast,
Travis
Mr.
does not want to play anymore.
Mr. Beast, get out of my room, Mr. Beast.
Yeah, but you have to see this.
Mr. Beast, no, I don't, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Awesome, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. I do not care. Mr. Beast.
In the background, because he's getting shot by a bunch of guns.
Mr. Beast. I'm waiting. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Can you stop me saying Mr. Beast for once,
No,
please?
Mr. Beast, because I'm doing it for more than 30 minutes. Mr. Beast.
Oh.
Then I'm going to post on YouTube. Mr. Beast.
Oh.
Mr. Beast.
Oh.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Bye!
Mr. Beast. Shut up, Mr. Beast. 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 Ooh, that was close, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. 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 Mr. 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 Beast. 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 Mr. 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 Beast. You're amazing, Mr. Beast. I absolutely love your channel, Mr. Beast. You're amazing, Mr. Beast. If you aren't subscribed to Mr. Beast, go subscribe to Mr. Beast. 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 Go subscribe to Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. You'll give it a cookie, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. My favorite content from Mr. Beast is Last to Leaves, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is a great person. I absolutely love him. Mr. Beast. 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 Mr. 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 Beast. 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 Mr. 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 Beast. 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 Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. 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 Beast, 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 Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. 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 Beast, 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 Mr. 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 Beast, you're so awesome, Mr. Beast. I absolutely love you, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, 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 all the blinks of minutes, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast. Yes, I got a goal, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast,
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. You're so awesome, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, I just won another game, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, I got MVP, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. 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 Beast, oh Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, oh yeah, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast. Tell me 25 minutes, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast. Ooh, gotta demolish Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast. Hi, Mr. Beast. I'm recording, by the way, Mr. Beast.
Recording what?
Because I'm saying Mr. Beast for 30 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah. Mr. Beast is supposed to be a challenge when I'm bored, but I'm really tired, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, what do you want? What do you need done, Mr. Beast?
what are you recording?
I was recording a video of doing a challenge because,
Oh, okay.
for one, I thought for our YouTube channel, Mr. Beast is really popular, right?
Yeah.
For one, Mr. Beast. So, like, you know, and if he could see, I'll be really happy. Mr. Beast. And it's a challenge that I've been doing for over 20 minutes, Mr. Beast.
Oh,
Mr. Beast. You proud of me?
yes.
Mr. Beast? Good job, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, I'm so tired. Mr. Beast, I'm almost done. Mr. Beast, I will.
We'll be making our new videos tomorrow.
Are you still playing, Mr. Beast? Mr. Beast. Don't judge me, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
This is my favorite course.
Mr. Beast. Oh, I love this course too, Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast.
So, Shaden's going to go get something good for us.
Really, Mr. Beast?
She's going to go pick up a surprise thing for everyone.
Oh, thank you.
But I'm going to take a quick shower and I'll let you know.
Okay, Mr. Beast.
I'm going to go.
Mr. Beast.
Love you.
Love you too, Mr. Beast. 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 We're at 29 minutes, Mr. Beast, but I might go longer, Mr. Beast, because like, why not, Mr. Beast? Unless it's time for the video or something. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, I absolutely love you, Mr. Beast! Oh my god, Mr. Beast, you're so cool, Mr. Beast, by the way, Mr. Beast. I've seen like almost all of your videos, Mr. Beast. One of my favorites is the slime video, Mr. Beast. I felt so bad for you guys, Mr. Beast. I watched you do it, and then I watched the game do it. That was also awesome, Mr. Beast. The competition was amazing, Mr. Beast. Very awesome, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Another one of my favorite videos, Mr. Beast, if you ever see this, which you probably won't, Mr. Beast, because you know, like, I'm not popular, and I'm just having fun, Mr. Beast, and I just like you, Mr. Beast. You're like my favorite YouTuber, Mr. Beast. So basically, I'm just doing this because why not, Mr. Beast? You know, Mr. Beast? Yeah, Mr. Beast. Anyway, another one of my favorite YouTubers. Oh my god, favorite YouTube video, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. It is probably surviving in the desert. I really love that video, Mr. Beast. You guys always have to rely on Chris. I feel so bad for Chris. Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast. The quality is so bad, Mr. Beast, but I'm not professional, Mr. Beast. I'm just having fun, Mr. Beast. You don't want to be honest, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Oh my god, I cannot believe where I'm going, Mr. Beast. It's crazy, Mr. Beast. Honestly, every time I talk to someone, it feels like I'm calling them Mr. Beast. I'm talking to Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. I'm doing this for no absolute reason, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, I hit it to my own goal, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, like 14 minutes, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, it's been 30 minutes, Mr. Beast, but I think I'm gonna go on longer, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, 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 Beast. Beast counts, by the way, because Mr. Beast, it counts. It counts, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. If I can get to like 50 minutes, Mr. Beast, can I have a cookie, Mr. Beast? No, I'm joking, Mr. Beast. I live in Minnesota, so Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. I am super tired, Mr. Beast. But Mr. Beast, I'll never get older than you. Like, absolutely adore you, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. I might post this on YouTube. I don't like Mr. Beast. I might. I probably won't though. Mr. Beast, I don't want to let him just get introduced, Mr. Beast, because I absolutely love you in general, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, I would never want to use your name from home. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. You know, I kind of got this idea because of your YouTube channel, Mr. Beast. When you did the counting to 100,000, I believe it was, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. That was crazy. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Ah, man, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. It's been 32 minutes, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. I cannot believe how long I've been doing this, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Just had true dedication, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. I'm not going, Mr. Beast. I'm not going, Mr. Beast. Just let you know, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, if anyone actually watches this, like in the future, if I post or something, Mr. Beast, hi guys, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. And my dad makes awesome YouTube. Well, he makes awesome songs, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. And he's just starting Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. So, if I post this, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, I would appreciate Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, if you guys checked it out, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, because it would mean the world to me, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. You don't have to, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. But we're trying to get up 1 subscribers, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. I'm gonna go turn my light on, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. You just don't have to hear me say Mr. Beast, guys. Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast. I'm really gonna, I think I'll get your merch, Mr. Beast, by the way. I need to get your merch. I feel horrible for not Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. I love Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. 33 minutes, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. I think that's everything. Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast. I got nothing to say, Mr. Beast, right? But I mean Mr. Beast. Said no. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Great job, my teammate, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast. I watched your YouTube channel for like 3 hours straight earlier. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. And I started watching Rocket League, playing Rocket League, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. How are you guys? Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. I'm doing good. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. So this is what I'm doing. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. For fun, actually. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Well, I thought it'd be fun, but it kind of hurts Mr. Beast. But Mr. Beast is what's keeping me going. Mr. Beast, 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 Yeast, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. 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 Beast, you gotta score, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. 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 Beast, oh yeah, Mr. Beast, 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 Beast. I'm shooting for an hour, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, maybe even longer, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast. I reached my goal at least 30 minutes, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast! About to sneeze, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast! Mr. Beast! Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast! Mr. Beast! Mr. Beast! Mr. Beast! Mr. Beast! Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast. I don't know why I'm doing this, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, 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 Beast. Mr. Beast has been 37 minutes, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. No, no, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast. My one of my things on my bucket list, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, is to meet you, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, you're like my heart, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, you're like so cool. How are you so cool, Mr. Beast? Just keep being cool, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Boom. Mr. Beast. 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 Bang. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. 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 Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Someone probably has already done this. Mr. Beast. I'm so sorry if they did. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. I know I'm not creative. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. I just saw this random while playing Rocket League. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. And I was like, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. And I was like, yes, Mr. Beast. 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 Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. It's 40 minutes so far, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. I'm actually pretty proud of Mr. Beast. 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 Mr. Beast. Yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Beast, Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast.
You want me to check for
Mr.
you?
Beast, Mr. Beast,
You
Mr.
have to
Beast,
go for one more minute.
Mr. Beast. I'm still going, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, until game time's over. Mr.
41 minutes you've been
Mr.
doing
Beast,
this?
Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. I'm probably gonna post this on YouTube, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. And if he sees this, I'd be so happy. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast,
Mr. Beast, I might join it.
Mr.
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast,
Mr. Beast,
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast,
Mr.
Mr.
Beast,
Beast,
Mr.
Mr.
Beast,
Beast,
Mr. Beast,
Mr.
Mr.
Beast,
Beast,
Mr.
Mr. Beast, Mr.
Mr.
Beast, Mr. Beast,
Mr. Beast, Mr.
Mr.
Beast,
Beast,
Mr. Beast,
Mr. Beast,
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Beast,
Mr.
yeah,
Beast.
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast,
Mr. Beast, yeah.
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast.
Buddy, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast,
Oh,
yeah.
Mr. Beast. I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna post this. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Ow.
Mr. Beast for YouTube. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr.
Yeah, but
Beast.
you're not recording for anything.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Oh.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast is the best
Mr.
YouTuber.
Beast. Facts. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
At least it's not like other ones.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. True. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Beast, Beast,
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Mr.
Mr. Beast.
His name is Mr. Beast, Beast, Beast.
Mr. Beast, Beast, Beast. Mr. Beast, Beast, Beast. Mr. Beast, Beast, Beast. Mr. Beast. Yeah, Mr. Beast is the best around town. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. His name
What
is
did
Mr.
you say?
Beast. Mr. Beast. I said
Mr.
Mr.
Beast?
Beast. Mr. Beast is the greatest. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, yeah. He has all good content, Mr. Beast, yeah. Mr. Beast, yeah, this does definitely sponsors Mr. Beast. Of course, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, follow him. Subscribe to him, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Turn the notifications on, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Buy his merch, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
You hate Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
You should say Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. I like Mr. Beast. He's
Mr.
so
Bird,
amazing.
Mr. Bird.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. 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 Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, his name is Mr.
His name is Mr. Beast. His name is Mr. Beast.
What?
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. His name is
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Mr.
Beast?
Beast, yeah, he's the greatest, yeah. Follow him, subscribe.
I
Mr.
love-
Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast.
Guess what?
What, Mr. Beast? What?
Mr. Beast!
Mr. Beast. 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 Show my door, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Right, Mr. Beast
Mr.
back.
Beast. Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr.
Hey, Mr. Beast, I got a Mr. Beast, you son.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast!
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, subscribe to his YouTube channel. If you don't, then you gotta go down. Mr. Beast, notifications. Mr. Beast, like his content. Yeah.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast!
Subscribe to Mr. Beast or you're missing out. Subscribe to Mr. Beast or
Subscribe
you're
to Mr.
missing out.
Subscribe to Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Subscribe to Mr. Beast. Subscribe to Mr. Beast. Subscribe to Mr. Beast.
Subscribe to Mr. Beast. Subscribe to Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr.
His videos are sponsored to Mr. Beast. Subscribe.
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast,
Subscribe to
Mr.
Mr.
Beast,
Beast.
Mr. Beast,
Subscribe to Mr. Beast. Hey,
subscribe to Mr. Beast.
What should you do?
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, subscribe to Mr. Beast. Mr.
Yes.
Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. He has good YouTube videos.
Who should we subscribe to?
Mr. Beast.
Yes.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, Beast, Beast. Name is Mr. Beast. If you don't know Beast, then you're not really a cool
Mr. Beast,
Beast.
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast has great videos like surviving in a desert, going to a place in a lost, going in a bunker, doomsday bunker. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast will also do last to leave challenges. Things that include money for sure. Like this away, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast. I like Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Yeah, it's Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr.
Subscribe
Beast.
to Mr. Beast. If you don't know,
Mr.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr.
Mr.
Beast.
Beast.
Mr. Beast. We're never gonna stop saying Mr. Beast. So.
Mr. Beast. Look at my flute, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. It should be under there, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Under
What,
all those
Mr.
drawers.
Beast?
Mr. Beast. There should be a flute, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, under all those drawers. No, not those. The ones over there. Mr. Beast, the rainbow ones. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast.
These?
Yeah, under it though, I think. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr.
Oh, what am I looking for, Mr. Beast?
A flute, Mr. Beast in a bag, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, actually, let me get it, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr.
No,
Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, I got it, Mr. Beast. That's not it, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, no. Mr. Beast, go to camera, Mr. Beast. Just talk to camera.
Mr. Beast, subscribe to Mr. Beast with notice on, like every single video. Never dislike his video. If you dislike his videos, we'll come to your house and never give you a puppy.
Mr.
Like Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Yes, yeah. What did you say? What did you say? Oh, I think he said subscribe to Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, yeah.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Beast, Beast. Mr. Beast.
No,
Mr. Beast.
no, Mr.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, yeah, 'cause Mr. Beast is the best, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, I don't know where my flute went, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast,
I have
Beast,
to
Beast,
say,
Beast,
son.
Beast. Mr. Beast, 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 Beast. Mr.
I
Beast, 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 Beast.
love Mr. Beast, 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 Beast.
Mr. Beast.
We love Mr. Beast,
Yeah,
Beast, Beast.
Mr. Beast.
If you don't
Mr.
say
Beast,
that, we
yeah,
don't.
Mr. Beast.
Mr.
Beast, yeah,
If you say
Mr.
that we
Beast.
don't like him,
Mr.
we will
Beast,
wreck you.
yeah,
Mr.
Beast.
Name Who is
Mr.
it?
Beast.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. 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 Mr. Beast. Yeah. Mr.
Look at
Beast.
my glasses.
Look at us.
Mr. Beast, glass,
Mr. Beast.
glasses.
Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. I would play my flute, but I don't know where it went. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, yeah. Mr. Beast, check in there actually, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, where?
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Beast, 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 no me, Beast. Beast, 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 Beast.
What about Beast? What about
Beast? Beast, 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 Beast. I don't know where my foot is. Beast, 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 Beast.
What?
Beast, Beast.
Beast?
Beast.
Do you need Beast?
No, Beast,
You
Beast,
need Beast.
Beast,
You need Beast.
Beast. No, Beast.
Beast.
No, Beast. Beast. No. No, Beast. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr.
I'm gonna give you that Beast since you didn't say you subscribe to
Beast.
Mr. Beast. But no,
I
that and like every single
I
video.
subscribe to Mr. Beast. though. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr.
She
Beast.
just subscribed to you, Mr. Beast. I'll handle it for you. I love you, Mr. Beast. You like videos?
Yes, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr.
Did you subscribe to all channels?
Yes, Mr. Beast.
All noise on.
Mr. Beast, all noise. Mr. Beast.
For your person, for not doing that.
Mr. Beast, I did though, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, 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 Beast.
Mr.
Beast. Mr. Beast.
I think we should price out.
Mr. Beast, no, Mr. Beast.
Oh,
I know
Mr.
how long I
Beast.
want to go, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. You don't have to do this though, Mr. Beast. Mr.
No,
Beast.
Mr. Beast. No,
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, 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 stop, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, try to play some Rocket League, Mr. Beast.
Don't lose sponsors. Subscribe to Mr. Beast, notifications, and like all videos. Like, subscribe to all channels with notifications. All channels. Mr. Beast, I'm peace. I'm peace out, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, you know him, Mr. Beast,
Mr.
yeah,
Beast.
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast, yeah, you know him, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, yeah, you know him, yeah, he does the craziest things, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Beast. He does the things you wouldn't expect, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Beast, Beast. He gives away his money like a good fellow, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is the greatest YouTuber. Mr. Beast, you better subscribe now. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Also subscribe to PewDiePie. Boom. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. He's the greatest YouTuber. You can't say nothing. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. He's the greatest YouTuber. You can't say anything about it. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, you're amazing. Just saying. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe now or I don't like you, Beast. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast. Subscribe to Mr. Beast or we can't be friends. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to Mr. Beast or we can't
Mr.
be friends.
Beast.
Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah,
Mr. Beast. Hey,
Mr.
Caitlin,
yeah,
who should we subscribe to?
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Beast. Subscribe to Mr. Beast or I will take your cookies. Mr.
Nope.
Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies.
Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe
Mr.
to
Beast,
him now
Mr.
or I will take your
Cookies.
Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast.
Subscribe to him now or I'll take your dog.
Your dog. Mr. Beast, yeah,
And
Mr.
your
Beast.
cat, so you have no pets.
Yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. It's been how many minutes? But Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah.
It's been about
Mr.
2
Beast.
hours, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, don't lie, Mr. Beast.
Yeah, I know.
It's been 53
53
minutes, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr.
How long are we
Beast,
gonna do
yeah,
this for, Mr. Beast?
I don't know how long, I'm just having some fun. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Until 7, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or we will take your cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast now, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or we will delete your account. We'll delete your Fortnite account. Mr. Beast, we'll delete everything you have. Mr. Beast, subscribe to him now or I will delete all your accounts.
We will delete
Beast,
your
yeah,
Rocket League
Mr.
account.
Mr. Beast, yeah, we'll delete every account. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or you will lose your gaming account.
Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast.
Subscribe to him now or we will take your cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, I won't get tired of this. Mr. Beast,
Mr.
yeah,
Beast.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast.
Subscribe to Mr. Beast.
Beast, 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 Beast. Beast. Beast, Beast.
Subscribe to Mr. Beast.
Beast, 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 Beast. Mr. Beast.
Subscribe to
yeah,
Mr. Beast.
Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr.
Subscribe to Mr. Beast. Load is on too late.
We will take your cookies. Mr.
Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast.
Subscribe to her now or we'll take your cookies.
Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast.
Subscribe to me now or I will
Beast,
take your
Beast.
cookies.
Mr. Beast, it's time to play. Mr. Beast, tell him I'm ready. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, he's the best YouTuber. You can't say anything about it, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is the best, yeah. If you don't agree with me, I will take your cookies. I will delete your account. I will kill your family. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. I was just joking, by the way, don't just monetize me. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will delete your account. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. Alright, Mr. Beast. Let's get into this. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, 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 Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Oh wow, that didn't go in. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah. I was trying to go back to Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. That's gonna go on. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Beast, Beast. Mr. Beast, Beast, Beast. Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. I feel like I'm just getting more energetic with this. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. No. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, 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 yeah, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take those cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast.
if anyone actually watches a video like this, MrBeast, if I post it, MrBeast, I'll make a song called Subscribe to MrBeast. But that's only if enough people wanted to. MrBeast. Hit that in. MrBeast. I had to restart because my phone timer went off, which kind of ruined everything. I forgot I had one on, but it doesn't matter because you'll still believe me because I'm still in the same clothes and there's just no way that you wouldn't believe me. Okay, but MrBeast, that makes up for MrBeast. MrBeast, yeah, MrBeast. Yeah, MrBeast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. MrBeast, yeah, MrBeast. Yeah, MrBeast. Remember, if enough people actually want me to make a song called Subscribe to MrBeast, I will totally do that. MrBeast, yeah, MrBeast. Yeah, MrBeast. No, MrBeast. We're getting absolutely dominated right now. MrBeast. Oh, MrBeast. Subscribe to him now and I'll take your cookies. MrBeast. Boom, boom, boom. MrBeast, yeah, MrBeast. Yeah, MrBeast. Yeah, MrBeast. MrBeast, subscribe to him now or I'll go take your cookies. MrBeast, 10 minutes, MrBeast, and I'll stop with the MrBeast, but always subscribe to MrBeast. Beast, absolutely dominating. MrBeast, that sucked. MrBeast. MrBeast, I stand myself. MrBeast, please don't get mad at me. MrBeast. MrBeast. Ooh, hold on. MrBeast, yeah, MrBeast. Yeah, so like MrBeast. Yeah, MrBeast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. MrBeast, yeah, MrBeast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. MrBeast. If you saw this, if you had life, I would do it. Nah, you don't have to actually have to watch me some stuff. MrBeast, yeah, MrBeast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. MrBeast, yeah, MrBeast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. I'm saying random things and I'm just like, why Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Yeah, Mr. Beast. What's up, Mr. Beast? You're so cool, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. You notice me, I'm very proud, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Oh crap, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. I'm about to demolish you, Mr. Beast. Not you, Mr. Beast. I like you a lot, Mr. Awesome. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. Mr. Beast! Oh, no. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to him now or I will take your cookies. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. 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 Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. 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 Freaking beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. I just want to super fun that Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. No, that's so wrong. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Wow, that's such a great passion moment. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, that makes up for me and not talking Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast for a few minutes. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast. 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 Great pass. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Yeah, Mr. Beast. Oh my god, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. If that person doesn't shut up, I will kill him. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, something monetize me, I was joking. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, 4 more minutes. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to Mr. Beast, 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 Beast, beep, 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 beast, 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 Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, 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 Mr. Beast, 3 minutes left, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, I don't even know how many times I've said his name. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, but I still like him, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, what do you want? Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, how are you, Mr. Beast?
Check on
Mr.
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Subscribe to Mr. Beast.
Subscribe to Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr.
If you don't subscribe to Mr. Beast, we'll come in.
Mr. Beast,
Kidnap your cookies.
Mr. Beast.
Mr.
We'll
Beast.
take your cookies, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast,
Smile.
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast,
Mr. Beast. Hey, Mr. Beast. I liked your Rocket League.
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast.
Love your mommy's videos.
Mr. Beast, I love all your videos, Mr.
I love
Beast.
I love every video from Mr. Beast. It just makes them so good.
Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast.
What if we keep on saying Mr. Beast?
No! Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast.
I got one for something to you, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. I'd be happy, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast.
I would be happy, very happy too.
Mr. Beast, 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 Beast.
Beast, Beast, Beast,
Mr.
Beast,
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 Beast, Beast, Beast, Beast. Mr. Beast. Bum, 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 bum. Mr. Beast, 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 Beast. 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 Mr. Beast, 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 Beast. Mr. Beast, 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 Beast. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. I think I put these on wrong. Mr. Beast.
I said Mr. Beast. I love your vids.
Mr. Beast.
Keep up the ultra good work.
Mr. Beast.
Yes,
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, 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 Beast. Mr. Beast, Beast, Beast. I had to start a video because my power went off. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. But
What,
the
Mr.
video
Beast?
saved to Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast.
What, Mr. Beast?
Mr. Beast, I said the video saved Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Don't worry, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.